All right, I'm here. This is Groundhog Gaming, um, and I did a live stream of a Starfield beginning of a Starfield playthrough, and I talked a little about what happened and all of that. But I deleted all that, and I'm starting over. I'm gonna do a regular, just a Starfield playthrough, and I'm gonna start a new game, but I wanted to explain a little bit about what happened to my Skyrim playthrough. Now, I've worked in tech for a long time, and I knew better. I should have known better, but I had a whole bunch of episodes in the bank. I don't know how many exactly, 9, 10, 11, I don't know exactly. And I thought I had uploaded them, but just in order to save space, because I don't have unlimited space, I've got quite a bit of, I have like 6 terabytes of storage on my PC, but it's not unlimited. Um, at any rate, I deleted, I don't know how many episodes. There were a couple up on the cloud that I could have recovered, but there were 7, 8, 9 that were just gone. I don't know how many exactly, because I just went in and just swiped across everything in the folder and hit delete and deleted them all. And so I don't know exactly how many there were. I thought I had uploaded all that stuff, and I hadn't. At any rate, here I am. Um, I appreciate y'all watching. If you have suggestions, comments, um, please leave those in the comments section. That way I can go through and it'll really help me to improve the content that I bring to y'all, and I really appreciate that. Liking and subscribing, that's great too. But comments, suggestions, criticisms, all of that is going to help me to bring better content, and that I really truly appreciate that. I'll try to tell you that all the time, but if I forget to remind you, then there it is. Gonna do a Starfield playthrough. I do not. I play this vanilla. I'm not adding anything to the game that just doesn't come with the game. At least not this playthrough. Um, but I don't play it vanilla exactly. You'll see what I mean. But here we go. Gonna get started with this, and gonna try to get through this first episode in an hour or so. Um, and I'll try to limit them to around an hour. Some of them are going to run long. There are some long quests in this, missions, whatever you want to call them. They're activities. Argos Extractors Mining Outpost, Moon of Vectera. You can read all this, obviously. And if my sound is not right, please let me know. I've tried to adjust it and get it. It sounds okay on my laptop when I watch these. I've done a couple. I've ran a
Seals
couple
are
of
good.
tests.
Oxygen's good. Just do what you did last time, and you're fine. Follow my one simple rule. Hella, what's my one simple
Listen to
rule?
Lynn. Boss lady knows best.
Exactly. Listen to me. Mining's just like any other job. Go steady, go safe, go home with a pocket full of credits at the end of the day.
Yeah, totally. It's just like, I work in the Stardock. Except with more cave-ins, lasers, and accidental dismemberment.
Very helpful. Thank you.
You're gonna be fine. Your first outing was solid. And, let's be honest, it ain't exactly astrophysics.
That's why I keep him around. Good pep talks.
Yeah, and the fact that I can pinpoint a helium deposit from 300 meters.
Not untrue. A shame we won't find any down here. But the metal deposits alone should pay for our own helium. Hell, after this, we'll have enough jump fuel to bounce from one end of the settled systems to the next.
Hey, more minerals, more money. And so the cycle repeats itself. Just no more unauthorized jumps in the house for rune space, okay?
He's just a big baby. There are worse lives. You know, most Dusties don't even make it this far. I have a good feeling about you.
Group hug now or at the end of the shift?
One of these days, Hella, I am going to leave you behind.
Promises, promises.
Okay, yeah, can't really do anything yet, but I have listened to these. I've recorded some test ones
Okay,
and
let's see what
listened to
we've
the
got.
sound on my
How are we on
laptop.
time?
You know,
A
transfer
little
them over
longer.
there.
Grab some samples?
Always. But not you. Check on Isabel. Make sure she eases up on the breach. I don't feel like getting buried alive today.
All right,
Roger
so
that.
yeah.
Remember, Dusty, keep your breathing steady and never take that helmet off down here. Oxygen processors don't extend this far.
Okay.
Yeah, because God forbid we drill on a rock with breathable atmosphere.
All right,
Know what I
so
love about working in Freestock Collective space? Fewer regs. A job like this in the United Colonies? Huh. Reams of red tape. Ugh. Look at this one over here. Calvert! No! No. It's a laser, not a sledgehammer. Ease up! Benning, if you got paid per break, you'd be a millionaire. Let's go!
Yeah, okay.
What do we say, Dusty? You make your cut, you get your cut. No exceptions. Come on, pick it up! Troy, what's the yield?
Minimal at this point. Occasional glimmer, but it's weak.
What do you think? Stay the course?
No, ma'am. Juice ain't worth the squeeze.
Well, okay then. Let's call this one tapped. Why don't you move over to that big vein we looked at?
Yes, ma'am.
all right, so yeah, like I said, I've tried to test the sound on my laptop. You know, move stuff over there and then watched them and the sound. I think I have the sound adjusted correctly, but
Dusty, you're up. Grab a cutter and mine what you can. Metal deposits are in that cavern.
All
I'll
right.
shout out when I need you.
we're not going in there just yet. We're gonna go over here, and there is something somewhere here. Ah, there it is. And just so you know, all right, so we're gonna be on that. Let's turn the light off. You can ADS, hold the right click, and get that a lot quicker. This is how long it takes without that. See, long time. Squeeze it in till those come in, and then boom, just like that. Easy peasy. Lemon squeeze.
They're ready, boss. Get
Yeah,
back up
nobody
here.
cares. We're not going yet. We're gonna mine out every bit of beryllium we can get
I'm
our
busy.
pudgy little hands on.
Anyone else to bother?
I don't have pudgy little hands.
This has been a good run. You lucked out being picked up for this one.
Alright, it's going to tell us how to turn on the flashlight at some point, but it's just going to, you just hold F to turn on the flashlight, just so you know. And you can do that anytime you're wearing a helmet. Get those here, and then we're going to go in this room and we're going to mine this out.
Come on. It's time.
Nope,
You're with me.
nope, absolutely not.
You think we'll be done here soon? I hear this is the last.
We're going to mine out every bit of beryllium we can get our hands on. And I don't
You
have
got a few more
pudgy little
digs to
hands.
go before I feel like talking to you.
I'm not a little guy, so I don't have little hands, pudgy little hands, or any other kind of hands. I got big hands because I'm 6'3"
And here we go. In 3,
so I don't have
2,
little bitty hands,
1.
pudgy or otherwise. But that doesn't matter. At any rate, this mining machine is cool. I imagine that's kind of similar to what mining machines actually look like. I have been inside a salt mine,
Clean break.
and the bottom is not the same, but this is what it looks like bottom and top inside that salt mine, except
Hella, get the readings.
what they do is
Yeah,
they leave
about
these
that.
pillars
Problem?
in there.
Spike in gravity reading's a problem.
I don't.
You don't?
What we're after, it'll read as an anomaly. That's what I was told anyway.
Okay, now you're starting to freak me out.
Relax. It's just another job. Come on.
If I get too far away from them, you can't hear them. So I got to stick with them, even though I know where I'm going. Obviously. Alright, so we'll wait
We're
here.
getting close, I think. Yeah, everything is just... Lynn, seriously, there's something really effed up about this.
Where is it, Hella?
Through there, I think.
Okay,
No.
you're up. Something goes wrong in there, we'll come get you.
Why would anything go wrong?
Would you shut up? Both of you do your jobs. Client is on his way.
Alright, so we're going to go off script a little bit here. And if you watch the live stream, you'll see the same thing. I do the same thing. Gonna squeeze in, mine out the beryllium. Somewhere here. And that's about it in there. Oh, there's one more. At any rate, I mine out all the beryllium I can get my hands on down here. And because you do need that for some things, there's some research and other things you need it for. This really dark piece of rock here. Go over that way. Okay. Then you go in here. There's 3 pieces of europium, I believe that is. Yep. You're gonna need some more of that. But yeah, you're definitely going to need some europium before this is over. These are higher level things, but you're definitely going to need some of that. And we can run, obviously. And then there is some neodymium right here. Alright, we'll mine out those. Go up in this little room, and there's some more. And then there's one there, and that's it for that, I think. And then out of here, okay? And we don't need to squeeze in anymore because we're not going to be going. I'm going to be doing that for a while. We jump up here, come around just the way we came, and we're going to get back to where they are. There they are. And I'll let our stuff come back. Squeeze in again because we got more beryllium. And we're just gonna take all the beryllium we can get. Because we do need that for
Still
both.
getting weird gravity readings. I guess that's a good thing. Just keep going.
We do need that for research and for making stuff, so we are gonna get that. I'm gonna try to make this as informative as I can.
Do you see anything?
Yeah, I see something. Alright. Okay, why not? Why is that one always a problem? Why are you a problem? This is calamite, and it takes a little longer. If you do it without ADSing, I'll show you. That's how long it takes. Okay, it takes a while if you don't ADS. Alright, it's much faster when you're ADSing. And we're going to get some of this because we need some of it for research too. We don't need just a ton of it, but we need some. So we'll get this first one will take quite a bit. We don't need a whole lot, but that's, as a matter of fact, that's enough. But we got to clean up some of this around here. Okay. Got to let our thing charge again. And you can see the charge in the lower right corner. It discharges as you're firing. Alright. Clean that off. There's, and I think there's one more. There it is. Now we can hit F, we can hit R, and put our that away, and then we're just going to hit E to take that. And here we go. All right.
Dusty, snap out of it.
What? Okay, I'm in some kind of a medical scanner. It's been scanning my cerebrum.
Hey, come on. Come on. Okay, take it easy. You were out cold. No physical damage. Mentally, the jury's still out. You know who you are? New recruit for Argos Extractors? Ring any bells? Any of this look familiar?
And here we are. All right, this is our character creation screen. There's a guy in here that looks a lot like me to start with. This guy right here. I'm going to change him a little bit. I'm going to make him just a little more muscular and a little bit taller. Not much more muscular, but a little more. And that's about where I'm at, somewhere in that vicinity. Though my legs are longer, my body's shorter, I think, but it's very hard to do that. Skin tone is 3. Pretty sure that's close. Yeah, we're going to leave that. We could change it a little, but I think we're okay. Head shape is about right. Hair is close enough. Hair color's close enough. Facial hair, close enough. Facial hair color, we're going to set that the same as the hair color. We're just going to make them the same. Eyes are pretty close. Eye color, eyebrows. I could change them a little bit. In fact, I'd have to change the nose just a hair. Not a whole lot, though. I'd have to widen out the nostrils just a little bit. Okay. Not much. Yeah, that's about right. And let's see. Up, down, back, forward. Narrow, wide. It's about right. That's about right. And then the ears, I'd have to change them a little bit. They'd have to go up just a hair because my ears are not that low. Maybe a little more. Okay, that's about right. And then forward a hair. Okay, and then wider, I think. Yeah, that's about right. Okay, the rest we're going to leave alone. That's close enough to what I look like. And I'm going to go this time with Bounty Hunter. I think I went with Soldier in that live. Either that or File Not Found. Yeah, File Not Found. I think that's the one I'll go with. I usually either choose Bounty Hunter, which is really nice because you get both piloting and targeting control systems and boost pack training. All of those are absolutely necessary to a playthrough. Combat Medic is another one that I occasionally go with. Not very often. Let's see. I have gone with Homesteader, though. That is not one of my favorites. Soldier is another one, and this time we're going to go with File Not Found. And then traits, we're going to do Alien DNA. Either Freestar Collective. I think we're going to go with United Colonies, Native, and Taskmaster. That's where we're going to go. I think. I may take Taskmaster off. And these are religious. And I really don't get involved too much in the religion in this game. They're kind of weird. Enlightened is they're atheists, but and Universal is kind of like I don't know. It's sort of like Christianity, kind of in the most general sense, and Serpent's Embrace is uh, the Varun. Um, Not doing that. I could go with Dream Home, but it costs you. Um, Also, there's another one, kid stuff. You can have parents, but we're just gonna finish up here, and we're gonna name this. We're gonna name him um, Captain James Kirk. Captain Kirk. We'll just name him Kirk. No, that would not be good. Picard. No. Um, John Smith. We'll just name him John. And hit enter and say confirm. And
Well, you
that's
got
it.
the sample. Client's on his way. Then we all get paid. You remember anything that happened?
There was this lights and music. What is that thing?
It's our payday, that's what. Sooner we get it off our hands, the sooner it isn't our problem anymore.
Well, there was this lights and music.
Huh. Well, you passed out, that's for sure. Everything else, probably just your brain playing tricks.
Uh-huh.
Either way, we got what we were looking for.
All this trouble for that stupid thing? Huh. Sure don't look like much.
Never mind what it looks like. It's worth more than this mine has pulled in all month. We'll be... Speak of the devil.
All right, we can roll our mouse button, our middle mouse, and go to third person and see what we look like. And we're gonna roll in.
Our constellation contact is on approach.
Yeah, we're gonna
Wait.
we're gonna
The Explorers group?
we're gonna look around. There's some things I want to get here.
Not a joke.
Whoa.
You're just too young to know
You
We're
better.
don't
gonna
look
take
good.
whatever
Hey,
kind
I'm
of.
just saying, they got a reputation. Hell, I bet half the crew here doesn't
know
even
what
believe
that
they really
is.
exist.
Half the crew doesn't believe Earth exists, but it's still
We're
there.
gonna take those space
Same with
undersuits.
Constellation.
Yeah, but
We're gonna take
come
the
on.
dread stick.
Exploring space? Who does
Basically-
that anymore? Ain't the space we've already
You
got
alright?
complicated enough?
Need
Not to
some
them.
coffee
Wow,
or something?
gun.
Got a packet. around here
Don't
somewhere.
often find one of those. A gun. Gonna take the zero wire. There are two of those here, and you need them both. Let's see. I think we're gonna go in here.
Just trying to
There's
get through my shift.
There's the other zero wire, and then there is supervisor's log number 1.
Supervisor's log. It's day 2 of Argus Extractor's Vectera dig. Freestar Collective Claim ID Beta 7548 Alpha.
7548
Site setup was
Alpha.
fairly painless. New record for us. 18 hours, including the elevator. The prefabs are starting to show their age, though. Time to rebudget for new equipment. Again. The crew is good. Spirits are high enough. Hella is a pain in my ass, as always. And completely indispensable. What's the saying? The problem is, I love him, and he knows it. Ugh. Calvert remains the weak link. He just can't train away stupid. But she's got a daughter on Mars or someplace and needs the cred, so she gets one more chance. If she does wash out in the end, we've still got the Dusty. And there's definitely some promise there.
All right. She sounds like every supervisor I have ever had in any kind of blue collar job. She really does. Just the way she was down in the mine, every part of it. Anyway, Just an observation there. It's a very realistic kind of character there. Um, and we want to go not out there. We want to go in here and look around. And there is.
Glad when we're off this rock.
Yeah, me too, buddy. We're going to take Heller's personal log number 1.
This is the personal log of Lynn's amazing right-hand man. That's me, Heller. Another day, another giant rock. The rock currently in question is Vectera, which is, it's a moon. It's in space. It's got ore, like the last 100. Unless you're me and can appreciate the beautiful distinctions between neodymium, vanadium, and iridium. I love these clowns, but most of them can't tell iron from lead.
Alright, so that's it. We're going to take food. And that's and food credits. I was going to show you how to tell the difference between a... Oops. There's a digipick. Those are lock picks. We're going to take those. Let's see. Nothing in there.
Argos usually ain't so good at picking sites.
Okay.
Oh, this time, like a miracle.
Yeah, miracle. Yeah, there's a space undersuit we don't want to take.
What? Ah, I'm working.
I'm working. Like we got something going on, dude. You are confused. All right, we're gonna go in here first because I know there is an injector laying right there. It's always there. And out here, I'm gonna try to. Hopefully, I'll find something where I can show you. When you look at surgical tray, all it says is surgical tray. It gives you the mass of it and the value. When we look at, come on, buddy, get out of the way. Drink pack milk and granola mix, and this dude's gonna stand right in our way. There's a spacesuit which we do not need and don't want to carry around with us. And that's it for in here. And then we can go in here, open this door. We can go all the way back down to the bottom if we want. We're not going to. There is on space mining, of all the hazards that exist out there, mining suit maintenance. Of all the hazards that exist out there in space, you'll find yourself easily forgetting about CO2 buildup in your respirator. That's a huge mistake. Even a small amount of CO2 is going to add up over the course of your day, sapping just a little bit of life out of you when you need it. Running as hard or swinging that cutter around makes one more huff than you want. And when a tunnel collapses, you want to be moving as fast and across as long a distance as possible. Invest in a good helmet, trust me. The rest of the chapter continues to recite the importance of quality equipment.
Oh, sure. Just take my stuff. All yours.
Yeah, she complains when you take that. Just so you know. And here's Heller's personal log number 2. And I want to see if I can find. We don't have a helmet on, so we can't. Okay, there's nothing else in here. That's unfortunate.
Personal log. Heller, Argos Extractors. I figured Vectera for your standard moon. Looks like I was misinformed. Lynn just filled me in on what we're really doing here. Looks like Lynn's got another, what's the word she used? Discreet contract with that Barrett guy. He says there's something special here, and he's paying top dollar for us to find it, rip it out, and deliver it, no questions asked. I have, of course, been honoring this arrangement by asking Lynn a ton of questions. She's playing it close to her sweaty old best, as usual. But a guy does have to wonder, what the hell does special even mean in this case? We're on a moon, in the middle of nowhere. Either this guy wants to make jewelry from some rare space diamonds, or there's some kind of ancient alien death weapon buried here. If it's diamonds, I'm totally stealing one to give to Jennifer, or Carlos, or Naya. And if it's a death weapon, I get to shoot it first. Those are my terms.
Okay. That's Heller. What is that laying there? Nothing. Okay. Now we're going out here.
How they sucker you to join? Fall for the fancy pamphlets?
Oh yeah, that was me, falling for the fancy pamphlets. We're going to take the
Heller
bread.
putting that first aid seminar to work on you, huh?
Not going to take the bitten sandwich. We are going to take the... We can take the bitten sandwich. And it does heal you to some extent. I just leave everything on normal.
Lynn
just so
sure
you know.
seems to like you. Guess she would know, being the boss and all.
Being the boss and all. Yeah. You can take this lemon here. And there's the supervisor's log number 2.
Supervisor's log supplemental. Still day 2 of Argos Extractor's Vectera dig. Freestar Collective Claim ID Beta 7548 Alpha. As far as anyone knows, this is just another ore run. Vectera's got enough mid-level veins to keep everyone working and not asking questions. I've told Heller everything he needs to know, which is pretty much everything I know. That this is another one of Barrett's special orders. He made good with the payment for Kazal, even if it was a bust. This time, I'm not so sure. This place is giving me the willies. I think we're going to find something. I just have no idea what it could be, or why Barrett might want it. But those sweet constellation credits mean we dig our holes and keep our mouths shut. And I'm okay with that. Hopefully, between Barrett's mysterious thing and the ore itself, we'll be done with this rock in 5 days, when the transport is supposed to come back for extraction.
Okay, so that's that. And there's nothing else around here. You can take all of this stuff. I never do, because credits are not a problem, you'll see. There's another cutter you can take that, but its mass is 4 kilos. That is heavy. And you only need 1 cutter. You always want to have
All right,
a
Dusty.
cutter.
Airlock. Put your helmet on.
All right, so she's going to tell us we need to put on our helmet, which is not hard. We go in here, and we click that, and then we're going to hit T, and that hides our helmet in breathable areas, and we're going to hit T here to hide our spacesuit in settlements. And then our pack is just a regular pack. It is not a boost pack. I was going to show you up here. Yeah, you receive 1 skill point to spend every time you level up. Each skill also unlocks a challenge. Complete the challenge and then spend a skill point to rank up the skill. The top row represents basic skills. The rows below are locked until you have spent a minimum number of skill points in that category. Okay, so up here we've already got ballistics. In order to rank up ballistics, we need to kill 20 enemies with a ballistic weapon. It shows you down there in the center at the bottom. And it shows you what it does. 10% more damage. Level 2 does 20%. Level 3 does 30%. And level 4, the ballistic weapon's range is increased by 30%. Alright, and we have piloting, which you can now utilize ship thrusters, increase turning rate and maneuverability, unlock the ability to pilot Class B ships, and 4 is Class C ships. So you got to destroy 5 ships to rank it up. Security is one where you can hack more advanced locks. Boost pack training, we're definitely going to want this and this as soon as possible. And actually this before too long. But these are all, we'll get into some of these. I wanted to show you though. We've got 1 point here, right? So we need 4 points to get here, which means we need 3 more. We'd have to use those up here. We need 7 points to get here. Now we can use those any combination of these 2. In other words, we can put 4 here, 3 here, and then here. Or, I'm sorry, 4 more here, 3 here, and down here. We need 8 points to get to this, but we can put all 8 points right up here in this first row. We don't have to go to this second row. We will. We're going to want to, but we don't have to. Okay? You need 12 points to get to this bottom row. All the way across, you need 12 points to get down here. You can spend all 12 of those points in this very first row. In other words, you can put 4 here, 4 here, and 4 here, and then unlock this down here. Okay? As long as you've got 12 points somewhere, that's all that matters. You need 4 points up here. Obviously, that's the only place you could put them to get here. But you need 4 points to get here, 8 points to get here, and 12 points to get here. And you can have those points anywhere that you can get to. That's true. And we have wellness, which is we just got to heal damage. And that's good because that increases our maximum health by 10%. So now with our alien DNA, which increases our health by 10%, and our wellness, we have basically a 20% increase in our health pool. That's that. So there we are. We get out of here, and we're going to go outside, and I'm going to show you the difference between just a regular item and there's always an adaptive frame laying right here. Now this wrench, you notice it just says wrench, gives you its mass and its value. But if you go over here, this adaptive frame says that it's an adaptive frame, and it is a common manufactured component. And this item can be used as a component in crafting. So we're going to take that. Sealant is a crafting component. And we're going to go over here, and there's some more stuff here. Don't want to touch that. If you touch this broken switch, I'm going to show you. Oh, ow, ouch. Okay, you don't want to touch that. Udon is food. We're going to take it. It restores 4 health. Going to roam around here and look around. But one thing that we want to do immediately is we want to pick this up. And we can just hold our activate key and pick it up. And then we want to go over here and we want to set it down on the ground. Right here. Okay, and it doesn't really matter if it falls over. We kind of want it back just a little bit. Okay. And then there's another one here. There are 4 of these. We just want to pick them up and bring it over here and set it down back behind this orange line. And we want it back a little ways. Yeah, we got to pick that up and just move it back. Keeps falling over. Okay. And they don't have to be standing up. But there are 4 of these. Here's another cutter case. And we're not going to take those cutters, but they are in there in case you want to. We're going to pick that up and go around here. Dun, 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 dun. And all of this is because other things are going to happen. And we just want to drop that there. That's fine. And then we're going to go over here and pick this up. And we could spread these out a bit more and probably do a little bit better job. I might move them around a little bit. Take this one and just move it over here. Yeah, that'll work. I really want this standing up. I'm going to get around here and pick it up and then roll it over and set it down. Nope. I might be able to get it standing up. There we go. I really will kind of want that one standing up because I got to have something to aim at. I have a gun, but we're going to pick up another gun. But there is
Take care of yourself out there.
a reactive gauge right here. This is radioactive, and we could pick that up and carry it over there, but we really don't want to damage our friends any more than we absolutely have to. I'm going to take the med pack. We're going to take the Eon and the caseless. And then we want to go in here to weapons, and we have a cornered rattler. Damage increases, health decreases. We got 30 rounds for that. If we have to, we'll change to that. But we're going to start with the Eon. And we're going to get out of here. And it's ready, so we can just pull out our gun and put away our gun and go. Now we're going to go talk to Lynn. Or not Lynn. We're just going to go over here and stand by Lynn. Right here. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. And we are burning up lots of time.
Man!
We're going to go over here on the other side.
Been a long time.
yes, it has. That mine on Bendy, right?
Kazal, hellhole, like this place. Rare mineral contract. Your tastes are a bit more sophisticated now, huh?
So, you found something?
Right here. The new guy found it.
That right. And everything went cool? Just like grabbing those minerals on Bendy?
Kazal. And no Barrett. Not cool. He passed out after the extraction. Woke up saying all kinds of nonsense.
Is that right, cowboy? Went on a trip, huh?
You could call it that.
That fun, huh? Not the most gentle push into the great mysteries of space, but hey, been there.
Been there, huh?
Look, just hand over the credits, and I'll be happy to never see this thing, or you, ever again.
That's why I like you, Lynn. All business.
Barrett, the scanners on the frontier are reporting a ship coming in hot from orbit.
Vasco.
I really thought I lost them.
Okay,
Barrett?
so this is why we said that. If you didn't know, we're gonna run over here, and we're gonna crouch right here, and they're landing, they're landing, they're landing. That tells us we can aim with the right mouse click. Come on. Alright, did we lose one? I hope not. Alright, that's it, right? Oh man, I think I blew this one up. I think I blew one of them up. We're going to take the rescue axe. The credits, we're going to take all the guns and all the ammo. And that we're not going to take the spacesuits. But guns, meds, ammo, stuff like that, we're going to take every bit of that. Chocolate Labs, and another rescue axe, we don't need that. And then we'll go over here and get this. And we killed them all, so we're going to reload. We did that with 2. Alright, so there's a cutter laying over here. Damn, I hate losing one, but somebody ran out there before I shot. So
better not be coming out of our pay.
we don't have to worry about healing ourselves. We're okay.
Of course Barrett was being followed. Every time.
Well, that was some fine work under pressure.
Uh-huh.
You dug up the artifact, right? That means you saw it. The visions? You're coming with me to Constellation.
See, you saw it
You're
too,
part
didn't
of
you?
this now.
Whoa. What is Constellation anyway?
You ever stare up at the stars at night wondering what's out there? Well, that's us. That's where we go.
I didn't ask for any of this.
Hey, I wasn't gonna bring it up, but we don't exactly know what the artifact might have done to your head, and Constellation is really the only group qualified to help.
Oh no, Barrett. No. You think you're just going to take off after the mess you caused?
All right. I guess I did just put you all on the Crimson Fleet hit list. How about I stay and I send your Dusty here in my place? I know, but he's not some miner anymore, Lynn. Soon as he touched that rock, something changed. Don't tell me you can't feel it.
Fine. It's a deal.
Wait
Get
a
out
minute.
of here,
It's
Dusty.
a deal. Hold
You're
on
on
a
to
minute.
bigger things.
No, what about the mine? Don't you need me?
Now that we've been attacked, we've got to pack up and move on. Argos will come for the rest of us. You get going.
All right. Well, thanks for everything, Lynn.
Just go. before I say something I regret.
Well, now that that's settled. Vasco, get him to the lodge. No deviations unless absolutely necessary, okay? Protocol Indigo.
Indigo. Again. Very well.
Oh, and hey, take this. You'll find it very useful out there. And it even tells the time.
Now, Protocol Indigo limits where we can go and what we can do.
Hey, look at that. The watch fits you perfectly. Now, questions?
Why was the Crimson Fleet after you?
They're just following the loot, like pirates do. And I have something of a reputation as a loot collector.
What exactly did we dig up?
That, my friend, is the million-credit question. And Constellation can find the answer. With your help.
So, who are you? What is Constellation?
See, that's the problem with the settled systems. Too easy to take everything for granted. While everyone else is busy playing politics, we're the ones braving the unknown, charting the vastness of space. Without us, the galaxy is just a big room with the lights turned out.
So shouldn't you go?
Come on. You really not at all curious about that light and music show you experienced? Why it only affected you? Because if you didn't notice, we've all been handling it since with no problem. The way I see it, Constellation needs that artifact, but they also need you. This mystery is only getting bigger each step we take. And you're part of it now.
You're giving me your ship?
Technically, it's not even mine. Consider it a loan. Vasco will keep you on course. Besides, I'm making an exception since you can tell Constellation about that vision you had.
Alright, so we're going to tab out of here.
And Vasco, don't let him break my ship.
It's not your ship. You're just borrowing it, right? Okay, so we're going to go over here, go in the ship. And we've got 15 minutes or so left, so we're going to be able to get a couple things done. There is Synapse Alpha over here, and a Med Pack and a Heart Plus over here. And Heart Plus can be very useful. I'll show you what it does here in a sec. You can go in here to aid, and Heart Plus adds plus 20 health for 2 minutes and plus 200 damage resistance for 2 minutes. So it can be pretty useful. We've got 10 med packs. We've got all kinds of stuff. We're not going to use any of that right now. I wanted to go into here and show
Captain
you.
John, I assume you know how to fly a Class A starship. As Barrett likes to say, it's as easy as learning to ride a bike.
Okay. Med packs are already at 0. We're going to go in here and put at number 3. We're not going to do that. We're going to go in here and go to weapons and put the Eon at number 3. We just hit B and put it at number 3. And the Maelstrom, we're going to put it number 1. Because we have 4 Maelstroms with 208 rounds. So we're going to put this at number 1. We're going to hit B and put them at number 1. Alright? And then we're going to go up here.
I will attempt to boost the shields, just in case there are any difficulties.
We are going to take that bitten sandwich and this Choco Bites in the container of cereal, because all of these things heal us. And we're going to take the Red Harvest White and the Meal Pack Ramen. And there is Barrett Personal Slate number 3 right there. We're going to take a look at that. There's a Med Pack. There's some nightwear, which we're not going to take. But there's Barrett Personal Slate number 1 right here. So we're going to listen
You know
to
the
that.
drill, Vasco. Protocol Indigo means no deviations, no distractions, no dalliances, in short, no fun. Unless, as strictly defined by Sarah, Said deviations, distractions, and dalliances are completely necessary in getting this fine vessel, the Discovery-class Starship Frontier, back home in one piece. I guess I'm still technically borrowing it from Constellation, even if I have no intention of actually giving it back.
Okay, so it's not his ship, as you can tell. And if we go in the head here, the bathroom, on a ship, that would be called a head. And we take this.
Well, hey there, irate pirates. Looks like you finally did it. Boarded my ship, scrapped my bot, ripped those beautiful brown eyes out of my adorably cherubic face. And then you discovered the guy you had pegged as a treasure hunter doesn't actually have any treasure. Not anymore. It's true. I may have had a pricey trinket or two when I evaded your sorry asses at Kumasi, but brother had to buy fuel. So you get nothing, except my ghost. Because I am gonna haunt your asses till the end of your days. Which, for a Crimson Fleet pirate, is about, what, another week?
So he knew the pirates were after him, and he left that just in case they caught him. Here's the personal slate number 3.
Oh, I'd kill for some chunks right now. First stop when I get home. But I really need to get better about packing snacks for these long hauls. Some rhubarb boom pop. Maybe some cereal. Irvin always made the best trail mix. Added in little marshmallows for stars. I miss that.
So he was married to a guy named Irvin. It seems, well, we're going to go up here. That's what's in our, we're going to take this out of there, and we're going to R to transfer, and we're going to hit Q, and all these resources that we picked up, 35 pieces of beryllium, 13 pieces, all of this stuff that we picked up out there, we're going to hit T and transfer it all to the ship. And then we're going to go up here, and we're going to keep that cornered rattler because it's a different kind of ammunition than what we got. We're going to keep the cutter. We're going to keep one of these maelstroms, but we're going to put 3 of them in the ship, and we're going to store the rescue axe. We don't really need that. Shouldn't even have picked it up. The aid we're going to keep. The notes we're going to keep. The miscellaneous we have all artifact and a digipick, 2 digipicks. That's all we're going to keep. We don't need anything else. We are at 33 kilos of 135 kilos that we can carry total, and we have 247 credits. All right, so we're going to get out of there, and now everything that we had is in the ship, and the ship has 450 cargo capacity, and it's at 185. So you'll notice that it's got quite a bit of stuff in there. We're going to get some more, but ship parts are ship repair parts, which we will need at some point. We need to gather a few more of those when we can, not immediately, but when we can. Now we're going to sit. We've got about less than 10 minutes, so we're just barely going to get through this.
Shields ready. The rest is up to you.
All right. So he's got the shields boosted, even though that's not entirely true. But this is our little ship now, and we're borrowing this ship technically. So we're going to point ourselves out here, and he's going to give us a little tutorial.
Now that we are in orbit, it might be wise to test all controls and systems to ensure they are not on the verge of catastrophic failure. I can step you through the entire process, or if you're already an experienced pilot, just power up all the systems, and we'll be on our way.
Alright, so hold left alt and use the WASD to switch between systems to allocate power. You can skip the tutorial by powering up all systems, including the grav drive. We're not going to do all that. We're just going to let him talk us through this. But we're going to take all the power out of engines except for one. we're going to
Each
power up.
system on a ship requires power.
That's how we're going to
Allocating
power it up.
is under your
Just
direct
like that.
control. Let's go over the engines. Engines control our maximum speed. Try increasing and decreasing our relative velocity.
Now, we just do that with W and S, okay? We slow down with S, we speed up
A
with
ship's
W.
engine has a sweet spot for better handling during
All right.
turns.
Then you can see,
Draw your attention to the HUD. You'll notice a speed indicator in the
Yeah,
lower left with a
right here.
gauge that goes up and down as you adjust the throttle.
we want to
Try
put it right
to
there.
center the gauge so that it lines up with the center of the vertical bars to its right.
Speed is not nearly as important as shields and weapons.
Boosts can be engaged for temporary bursts of speed.
And that is your shift key, and it will speed you up significantly, and I don't ever let it go all the way. I get it. I just, because you're using it up.
Let's turn our attention to the shields.
Uh-huh.
Try adjusting power to the shields. Notice more power increases their strength.
All right.
Shields protect the ship
So
from
we have
hull
0.
damage. Without a hull, will be vaporized.
We have 33.
Shield health is displayed in the
We have
lower
66.
right. Hull damage is below
We have
it.
100. We want to keep it as close to 100 as we can keep it. And that is the end of it. Okay, come on.
You've proven an adequate
There we
pilot. Are you familiar with ship combat tactics? Because that's a Crimson Fleet ship bringing its weapons to bear. We will need to disable their shields. Laser-based weaponry is particularly effective.
And we just
If you
blast
can
them.
keep the enemy ship centered on the HUD, we can lock in to fire a homing missile.
We
The
don't want
enemy
to fire
shields
a
are
homing
down,
missile.
Captain. Ballistic weaponry excels
Oops.
at damaging the hull once shields are offline.
We want to slow down.
Congratulations on surviving your first Starship assault, Captain. We should search the wreckage for spare parts and other salvage.
There
you will
we go.
need to fly close to it before
Uh-huh.
we can access the remains.
And we're taking it. We took all that, so now we're going to get out of there, and we're going to point ourselves somewhere else, fly away, because we're not done. Yeah, come on. Why are you taking so long? I should have not targeted
Two
that.
more Crimson Fleet ships are jumping into our location, Captain.
All right, and we can use E to cycle in between, but we just want to kill them. Just keep them in our HUD, and we can use thrusters to run over there. And he's boosting away, so we can't lock him. But we want to get out here and use as much of that as we can. We use lasers to take out his shields, and then
Grab shot! Not like we're running anyway. No, no.
okay. And then we get up here to the next one and use our lasers to take out their shields, and then go to ballistic weapons to take out their hull.
Grab drive's out.
We can't lock them because we don't have targeting.
The amount of Crimson Fleet hostility has been far more than anticipated. At this rate, the odds of continual assault from their ships are high enough to jeopardize our mission. In short, they are after the frontier and will not stop. We will need to deal with the local Crimson Fleet captain. A recent scan indicates an abandoned facility on the nearby moon of Crete, a perfect staging area for pirates.
All right, so we're gonna get up from our chair because I forgot to do something. And we can just float around in space, no problem. I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna sleep for an hour. And that accomplishes two things. Number one, it gets my health all the way up. And number two, it gives us a 20 or a 10% XP boost. Now we're going to hit tab and we're going to go over here and it says travel to Crete down here at missions. This is where we'll find our missions. This is our inventory. That's our ship. There's our skills. And the star map is here. And we travel between stars. Zoom out to see the entire star system. Zoom out again to see the stars in the settled systems. Plot a course by selecting the star system you want to travel to. Your ship can only jump so many light years at once, so distant star systems may require you to jump to a closer star first. Alright, so we're going to hit tab, and we're going to go tab on out to... We're in the Nerion system, and there's the Altair system, there's the Bessel Piazzi twin systems, there's Sol, Alpha Centauri. It won't let us go to any of these right now, but we're going to go... Nerion and Valor are another twin system. And we're going to go back into Nerion, which is where we're at, and we're going to go over here to Crete. We can see the whole system. Sumati, Androphon, hostile activity. We could go over there and kill more ships if we wanted to. Hyperia, Kruth, Nera, Danra, Podius, Gryphus, and this is Ancelon, and Crete is a moon of Ancelon, just like Vectera is a moon of Ancelon. So we're going to go to Crete, and then we're going to target that, and we're going to say E to set course, and we're going to say X to travel. And we are just going to get here at the end of the episode. When we get here and land, that's about all we're going to get out of it.
We have arrived in orbit. The abandoned facility with our Crimson Fleet captain is on the surface.
Alright. So it says to open the star map, but you can do this. You can just target that right there and hit R to open the map. And the planet view of star map gives you information about the environment, lets you scan the planets for resources, and helps you discover key landing sites. Rotate the planet until the Crete Research Lab map icon is in view, then select the map icon to land there. Okay, so we're going to hold R to scan the planet. That'll tell us what resources are available. And there are these special traits that some planets have, not all planets, but some. And we know that there are 3 types total of fauna, and 3 types of flora, and 8 inorganic resources, I guess would be the correct term. And it has a standard O2 atmosphere, though you can't breathe there, just in case you're wondering. It's not a breathable atmosphere. And the water is biological. It has a very strong magnetosphere, all of that. So then we click this and land. And we're just going to land and get up, and that's it. We're going to end the episode right there. This is a good place to end it.
I'll follow you from here on out, Captain.
So we have a follower, which I never care for. But, you know, it is what it is. And there's a ship taking off. But we're just going to get up and go back here and sit by in the captain's quarters. We're not going to sit. We're just going to stand by our bunk here, our bed, and end the episode. So we're going to call it a day. That's our first episode, and we'll come back. When we come back, we'll get through this. And there are some things that I want to do. We're going to kind of deviate a little bit from the regular script, but at any rate, when we come back, you'll see what I'm talking about. But thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Really do appreciate those things, and we'll see you all in the next episode. Y'all have a great day.